take my seat and let Brother Mike come and
satisfy your heart. Tell me what God's done for you.
Been anxious all week.
Yeah. Me too.
To come just to get to be here.
Yeah. Wonderful place to live.
I'll hold for just a few minutes, Brother Jeremy, and then
Blessing, Lord.
that God would let me add to the things that we've already heard here this morning.
That's right. That's right.
You know, starting out in the early part of this week, we begin to make preparation to come this way. We tried to, Brother Mike, we tried to manage our schedule so that we could get things done, Brother Jeremy. We could head out Friday and we could come this way.
Yeah. Yep.
And I hope for a minute in time it seems like the Lord is
Come on.
He's stirred me up here this
Bless
morning.
the Lord.
I hope for just a minute in time, Brother Shad, that the Lord He would just help me, give me the words to put it in the thoughts, Brother Mike, the way that He would have them, because you see this morning, I want you to know, Brother Brandon, that where are you going to go when you die this day? If this was to be the last day that you ever seen on this earth,
that could be.
And the Lord took you out like that, where would you be at, Brother Brandon?
Yeah.
How would you find yourself in the paradise that Jesus said to the thief on his side? This day you shall be with me in paradise.
Yeah, Lord.
Or would you be? How would you be found in the other group that said, that we cast out in outer darkness where there'll be weeping and gnashing of teeth? Where the worm dies not because the fire cannot be quenched there, brother. Where would you find yourself? Well, this morning, you see, I want to read this to you, but of that day and hour knoweth no man, no, not the angels in heaven, but the Father only. For of the days of Noah were, so shall be the coming of the Son of Man. For in those days before the flood, they were eating, and they were drinking, and they were married, Brother Brandon, and they were given marriage, you see, until the day that Noah entered into the flood. Brother Chris,
they didn't retain him in their thoughts anymore.
Took them all away, and they knew not until the flood came. You see, in the Bible says there, when so shall be the coming of the Son of Man. It says that there was two in a field, brother, and they came, and one was taken, and the other was left, and there was two women, brother Shad, grinding at a mill, and it says one was taken, and one was left, brother, and it says, knoweth no man the hour, Brother Brandon. I want you to know that one night, one evening in my life, brother, just an ordinary day it seemed like to me. No doubt I could have been making plans to go anywhere. No doubt we was going along live, just like any ordinary day. But I want you to know that evening, as the skies began to darken, and there was signs on the TV that there was a storm coming. Brother Mike, through the land of Kentucky like we've never seen before. Well, I want you to know, as we begin to gather in the house there, I begin to see my neighbors next door to me, Brother Chris, and they was outside by their gate looking up at the sky. We'd never seen lightning like this. It was shattered all over the house. And brother, I want you to know that when we seen these things we had never seen before, no doubt we standing gazing, looking upon these things, and I begin to feel that compassion down inside of me. Well, I need to tell you something. Me and my neighbors, we didn't have much to do with each other. They lived a life, Brother Chris. I didn't want my children to even go across the fence. I didn't want them getting in their yard. I didn't want them to see what might be taking place over there. But you know, when I heard about what might be coming that way, the compassion of the Lord sent me over to them right at their gate, brother, and I began to ask them, if the storm is too bad, you come over to our basement here. We got a storm shelter.
Built one
made downstairs. I said the door will be open. You don't even have to ask. And you know, while we was standing there, that very minute there, Brother Brandon, I heard a noise like I never heard before. And the hairs on the back of my neck, they begin to stand, and my feet begin to run, brother. And I seen them three men run into their house there, brother. And as I ran to mine, and I began to huddle my family down in that little basement there, Brother Shine, we never even heard the storm that came through the land. But you know, as everything began to settle, and I began to say, did it already pass by, Brother Jeremy, that quick? And you know, I seen some smoke come through that little basement there, and I thought, well, we gotta get out of here. The house is on fire. And you know, as we began to go out, I realized it wasn't smoke. It was a huge dust cloud that come in our house there, and it blew all the windows out. It took the back of the house right out, and we never heard it all because we was huddled down in that basement there. You know what? As I begin to go out the front door, I begin to weep and cry. I look back and I told my children, I said, our neighbors, they're dead and gone. Their house, it blew away, brother. It wasn't even there anymore. And you know what, Brother Mike? Just as the Bible said, two men were standing in the field. One was dead. The other one, he was left, brother. I want you to know today that we know not the hour when the Son of Man is going to come for us. We think that it's going to be the end of the world, but I want you to know we can leave this place here, and we can meet him on the road out there, going around the curve, Brother Chris.
Just that fast.
We know not when our last day might be here. But you know, for those that's been born again, that'll be okay.
That's right. That's right.
Because I've tried to prepare. I've been serving the Lord for around 21 years now. And out of those 21 years, I've never heard anybody say, I wished I wouldn't have served the Lord.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
But out of those 21 years, I've always heard people say, I wished I would have came to the Lord sooner.
Yeah.
I wished I would be more obedient to the Lord.
Yeah.
And a lot of this is because of me.
Yeah.
Because of my experience I've learned, Brother Jeremy. I wish that I would open my ears a little bit more to the ways of God. I wish that I would be a little bit more obedient.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Like
We're passing up on blessings.
Brother, now one day, the Lord told Philip, he said, Philip, you go out into the desert there. I got something for you to do. And you know what? Philip didn't say, well, Lord, I got plans right now. God, well, my wife, she's making dinner, God. Can I go after no,
he went, didn't he?
He went. Brother Brandon, and he's seen a little chariot there. And you know, it says that Philip attached himself to that chariot there. And he was reading in the Old Testament, I guess. About that had been slain. And you know, Philip says, do you even understand what you read? And he says, how can I, unless some man would guide me? Brother, I thank God, Brother Brandon, that I had your dad, and I had these other brothers that would guide me along.
Me too.
And we're trying to figure out our way.
Yeah.
And you know, as Philip was there with that eunuch, and you know, this eunuch, he must have been pretty high up because he had all the queen's belongings with him.
Yeah.
No doubt the amount of treasure that he had in this little chariot was probably innumerable.
Oh yeah.
But yet he found himself in a desert with a man that was trying to figure out, who is this man Jesus? What's going on? Because you see then, no doubt, Shad, when Jesus was there on earth and he was crucified, put in that little tomb, no doubt, just like today, when you hear that God can help you, that he could help you along the way, no doubt that man in that chariot, he's going through the same thing. He's thinking this man called Jesus, he's done so many miracles. And so while he was there with Philip, no doubt Philip seen that this man needed Jesus. No doubt he already seen that he believed in Jesus.
That's right.
He baptized him that day. I thank God that I got to come and be with you today. We take a lot for granted.
We do. We do.
With our children.
Thank you, Lord.
Yeah.
We take a lot for granted with the blessings that God bestows upon us.
Yes, we do. Yeah. That's right.
I know that storms and trials and tribulations are going to come to us in our life. I enjoyed being here last night because it lifted me up. The Spirit of the Lord is the only way that I'm going to get through this life, Brother Brandon.
That's right.
The same way that
Take you home too.
that brother that was here last night. I often think of David, brother, and David inspires me and he lifts me up because he was just a young, ruddy lad. I often think of myself as being small, Shad, and so when I hear the things of David, I always think, well, if God took a man like David and he let him brother, protect his sheep, because you know, on two occasions, Brother Brandon, before David met that giant, brother, he was in a field with his sheep, with his flock, and you know that a bear came in and get one of them little sheep and actually got one. But David said, you're not going to take it. And he went and he grabbed that bear, the bear by the beard, and he took that little cheap bag and he slew it. And you know, he did it again. One time, probably in the middle of the night, a lion came in, brother, and took one of them, and he went and slew the lion, and he got it back.
That's right.
And no doubt, David being such a small, ruddy lad, he knew that there was something besides his strength that allowed him to do that.
Doubt he told anyone, nobody would have believed him.
And so that's what inspires me about David. It amazes me that as long as he trusted in the Lord's Spirit, he would overcome. I'm going to give way and let Brother Mike come on.
Done well. Appreciate you being here.
I love each one of you. I hope today that you can let the natural things of this life get away from your mind, and that you can think about being born again. Because we can get into this religion thing where we want to dress up and go to church, and but you know what? Just like when Jesus talked to Nicodemus there, and he said, Nicodemus, you're such a smart man. You've been through schooling and you've learned everything that you can possibly learn, but yet you still can't understand, and unless a man is born again, you will not see the kingdom of heaven.
Must be born again.
So I want you to know today that there is a difference between just naturally going to church and doing all the religious things. Then you can be born again, Brother Jeremy.
Right. That's right.
There is a difference.
There's the truth. There's the truth right there.
Tradition won't get you there.
Not to hear it.
And I guess I was just a young man, about 16 years old.
That was cold water.
And no doubt, ever since I was a little boy, I'm just going to be a few minutes more.
Take your time. Take your time, brother.
I wanted to go to heaven. Since I was little, I just always thought that I would go there.
You were raised here in Bobby.
My mom and dad, they took me to church all the time, but you know what? When I was about 16, I found myself being afraid to go to sleep at night.
Yeah.
Because all of a sudden, Brother Mike, the weight of sin, it began to press down upon me.
That's right.
And I began through the preaching in the Spirit of God to realize that I was a sinner. And that sinners, brother, unless they're forgiven and born again, they don't go to heaven. And I began to become afraid at night time. And I can remember slipping out of my bed 1 o'clock in the morning, getting down beside my bed. No doubt that was my altar.
There you go. There's your altar.
I spoke of this morning, Brother Brandon, and I poured my heart out. I poured my heart out to the Lord right there. But you know what? I didn't feel like that He saved me that first night. No doubt we make it a lot harder in our natural self.
Yes, we
You
do.
don't fully give yourself.
We think that we have to be perfect. Or we think that we have to stop doing this or not do that. Or I've heard these brothers say, well, maybe I shouldn't listen to this music or to that music. But you know what? The Lord He wanted me to give Him my whole heart. And when I did, He was found with me.
That's right. In your heart.